Okay, so here we are, Rome Alone campaign part 2. Actually, in part 1, I said I had 8 points. I actually had 10 points, right? Because I had 2 buildings, so that gave me 4. I had two territories here, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I forgot the Colosseum, which I had, so that would have been 10. Still not the 13 that I needed, right? Because this is what we played. We started on 1. I needed 13 points, got 10 points, so we got a thumbs down, which means we have to go to the Dictator card, which is right here. Card number 2, Dictator. You solicit trades and introduce new taxes to get out of the crisis. Nevertheless, the revolt continues to roar. Special rules. Start the game with 1 extra resource of each type. So we usually start with just 1. We're going to start with 2 now. That's not bad. That is not bad. So here we are, part 2. Let's see if we're going to get a thumbs up or a thumbs down here as a dictator. Let me give these a quick shuffle. Wonderful little Euro solitaire game, Rome Alone. You don't need to do the campaign mode. I'm doing it here because it's fun. You could just play, you know, a regular round of it. And like I mentioned in the previous video, you have the Rise of Rome campaign and you have the Fall of Rome campaign included in the game. And we're doing the Rise of Rome now. All right. A little cut. Let's go. So I do have some resources to play with. I could get this art building, which will give me already 2 victory points, because, I mean, as dictator here, I need 15 points to be able to get a thumbs up, which, like I said, makes things a little easier. I'm also looking for the Colosseum here to help out. It did in part 1, because at the end of each round, we're going to do 3 rounds. I don't need this here now. At the end of each round, the barbarians come in and I need military strength. So, but I don't have the Colosseum here. I have the market, which is right there. I have this art building. And the Pantheon. The Pantheon is good, but I need 3 culture, which I don't have, right? The Pantheon gives us 4 glory points, right? If we're able to get that monument. So I'm going to have to go with the art building. That means I got to pay 2 industrial, bring me down to 0, and 1 culture. So I'm going to take the art building, put it right there. That is ours. We already have, well, technically we have 3 points. 1, 2, 3. We need a bunch more. So I may have to get resources here because I'm very low. See, the tribute just gives me 1 culture in this case for each territory I control. I only control Rome right now. So in here I need industry resource, which I don't have any of. I'm down to 0. So I guess I'll get these resources. I'll get 2 industry. Conquest. This wouldn't be bad. I can get this. The forum. The forum. I don't have enough culture for the forum. Triumphal Arch would give me a victory point for each territory. But again, I don't have 3 culture. So I'm going to go with conquest. That means I pay 1 military resource for each territory. I only have 1, so I pay 1, and I get to take over another one. I'll do this one here and get a culture. All right. I can't get this. Remember, this will give me, you know, for every industrial resource I get 2 more, right? This is a building I can put up there, but it doesn't give me any victory points. I need to get 15 victory points, so I really need to try to focus on that. This wouldn't be bad. This will give me a victory point for every territory that I've conquered. So if I go this route, I should try to conquer more territory, right? Golly, I don't know what's going to come up next. That's the problem. Should I just get the resources? Boy, it's a real decision here. Because I could start working on that, the Triumphal Arch. Work on that monument. Or just take the resources and maybe get something better. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take 2 military resources right here. Pantheon is good. I have enough to get that. I think I'm going to go for it because it gives us 4 victory points, right? So if I... the mausoleum will give me a victory point for every building. I don't have enough resource there. So I'm going to go with the Pantheon, which means 1 industrial and 2 culture. And it allows me to put a cube there and start working on that one, on that monument, which will give us 4 victory points. That would be good. But now, again, I have military resource, but not much else. The aqueducts are good, unfortunately, you know, because it gives us 2 victory points. I don't have the resources for it. You know what? Well, I didn't choose that option, but I'll still get a victory point for each territory that I have. So for 2, let me double check here. That's exactly what I want to do. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to conquer. So for 2 military, 1, 2. Wait. Okay, I'm going to need 2 military here at the end of the round, and I only have 3 cards left. I'm going to need 2, otherwise I have to remove one of my conquered territories. But I'm going to go ahead and do this. So I've taken 2, because I have 2 territories there, right? For each territory, I have to expand a military resource. I get to conquer another territory, which is what I just did. And I will do this one here because I need another culture. And this is our last. I'm going to have to go with resource here only because I don't want to lose any of these. And I need 2 military. And I may as well go with this one here, right? I'm going to get this resource. 2 military, 1, 2, and 1 culture. All right. So this is the end of round 1. Which means now I have to use 2 military because the barbarians are coming in. I have to use 2 military or get rid of one of my conquered territories. So obviously I'm going to use 1, 2, and that's it. I'm not going to play around with that. Boy, I do hope I get to finish that monument there because that'll give us extra victory points. All right, let's see. Oops. Let's see what we're doing here. I'm getting nervous. All right. Low on resources. I could do the Pantheon. I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to do it because this is going to give us 4 victory points. I mean, it's a no-brainer at this point. And thankfully, I have just enough resources. Look at this. I have 1 industrial, which will bring me down to 0, and 2 culture, which will bring me down to 0, which will allow me to get the Pantheon. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's 4 victory points. So right now I have 4, 5, 6, I have 7, 8, 9 victory points. I need 15. I need 15. And now I have no resources, right, to get anything. So I'm going to have to get resources because, yeah, I don't have resources here to get anything. So, boy, what am I going to get? I suppose this is probably the best, right, because it gives me a little more. So 2 military and 1 culture. Now remember, at the end of this round, I'm going to need 3 military, or I'm going to have to remove something from there, from the map. I don't want to do that. This would be great to have, right? Don't have the resources for it, unfortunately. Wow, man. What am I going to do here? There's nothing I can do. Well, I can conquer another territory. I have 3. I could use 3 military. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to conquer another territory. 1, 2, 3. Because I have 3 conquered territories. Now I'm going to place 1 here. Now, you know, again, no resources, right, to do anything. Look at this. I got no resources, so I have to get resources. I'm going to go with this one only because I need the military and a culture. I don't have the resources for any of this stuff. I'm going to have to go with 2 military here. I don't have these resources. I don't have the industrial resource to be able to get these. So should I go with military? No, I'm going to go with 2 industrial. And here are the last 2 cards, actually. I certainly can't do this, or I'm going to lose. I need 3 military, which I just have to be able to survive that. So I'm going to have to take resources, and I guess I'll take this, right? I'll take 1 industrial and 1, 2 culture. And this is going to be the end of round 2. I have to pay 3 military or remove a conquered territory. 1, 2, 3. Now let's go to the 3rd and final round. And this is a problem because, you know, like in part 1, I was able to get the Colosseum, which eliminates the need for the military there when the barbarians come in. But I'm going to need 5 military. So I really have to focus on that. Such a cool game. Oh no. What's going on here? These cards are tiny, you know, so it's hard to shuffle them. And I'm trying to do it quickly because it's kind of boring to just sit here and watch me shuffle. All right. Last round of part 2. 1, 2, 3. Look, I can find, you know what? Aqueducts. I'm going to have to go because it'll give me 2 victory points. Ooh. Oh, well, no, I don't have any military. Right? I would need 4 military to be able to conquer another territory. The mine is good, but no, I need to go with victory points here. So I'm going to pay 2 industrial, 1 culture, and I'm going to keep the aqueducts. Yep, don't have any military to conquer. Boy, I don't even have any military resource up here. Look at that. Well, I got the Pantheon already. Ugh. This is not bad. Well, I'm just going to go with this, right? Because, I mean, if I had military here, if I had any military resources, I would go with that. Because I need it. I'm at the end of round 3 here. I'm going to need 5, or I'm going to have to remove. And these are glory points for me, you know, conquering territory. So I'm going to call for tribute, and I'm going to get 1 industrial for industrial resource for every territory. So I get 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need that. Forum. Well, I could certainly do the forum. You know, I have to get military. I'm not even going to mess around. I need to get 2 military resources. That's what I'm going to do. The market, the mausoleum. I just don't know. It's my last round. I don't know if I'm going to have time to get another monument. I can get this fort. That means every time I get a military, I get 2 additional. Should I do that or just take? No, you know what? I'm going to do this. 1, 2, and 1. This is a building. So now I get, every time I get a military resource. And by the way this works is every time I get a military resource action, okay, I get 2 more military. It's not like for every single military I get 2 more. It's for every military action. So for instance, if I use this, if I decide to take this, I'm going to get 2 more, right? Not 4 more. You understand. So I can, no, I mean the forum, I'm looking for victory points. I mean, I could do the Colosseum here, but no, I'm just, you know, listen, I just spent resources to get that building, the fort. I'm going to do this because then it'll give me 2, 1, 2, plus 2 because I have the fort. See, that's 5. I need that at the end of the round. Okay? Or I'm going to lose a territory there. Okay, so what can I do here? Nothing is giving me victory points. This is the problem. Right? I'm not going to work on any of these buildings right now because I only have like 2 or 3 cards left. Golly. So I'm going to go with this. I'm going to get a culture and a military. And I get 2 more. 1, 2. Because, you know, every time I get a military action. Golly. And that's it. I got 2 more cards. And again, no victory points, right? Yeah, no victory points. I mean, and it's kind of a waste to just put a cube here. So there's nothing I can do. I'm just gonna go with, just for the heck of it, I'm gonna take industrial and the military and just hit max on military. That's how powerful I am as a dictator. All right, let's look at points. Well, actually, before I look at points, that's the end of round 3. That's the end. And I have to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to do 5 of them to be able to preserve that. So let's look at how many points I got in part 2 here. 1 glory point for every region I occupy, including Rome. So that would be 4, right? 1 glory point printed on built buildings. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And glory points from completed monuments. Okay, so I got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got 12. Darn it. I got 12 glory points. And look at that. I needed 15. 12 glory points, and I needed 15. I needed 3 more. Boy, what could I have done? I guess it's, you know, the way the cards came out and decisions I made. I had very low resources, even though here, you know, I start with 1 extra resource than I usually do. Anyway, so it's going to be a thumbs down. Let's see what's doing. As rioters flood the streets, you see fit to show humility. This clever maneuver avoids a fatal bloodbath. So now we have to look at card number 3, Consul. Right? So I go to card number 3, and there's 3 of them. And I go to Consul here. So this is what we're going to play next. For part 3, we're going to play Consul, and you start the game with the mine already built. That's good, because that'll give us more in industrial stuff. So get ready for part 3, Rome Alone campaign sessions.